Hi, witches. This is another one of those videos that I didn't think I was gonna make, but it occurred to me that it's a good idea to, I don't know, show some of you some of the spiritual work that we do. Not the actual ritual, which needs to be private, but I just would like to talk about kind of the process that I and several other witches are doing today. So there is a young woman not of my tradition, but she has chosen family and she is a witch. And she is going through a lot of life changes right now. And she was speaking to me about doing a lot of shadow work right now, which a lot of us are doing. We're going into the dark time of the year anyway, but it's astrologically interesting right now too. So the retrogrades and things like that lend themselves to doing shadow work right now. And I'm doing a lot of shadow work right now, a lot. So she has a pattern in her life that she would like to change. And we talked a little bit about it. And we determined that most likely this hails, as do a lot of patterns in our lives, back to her childhood and issues with distant father and neglect and abandonment type stuff. So I said to her, when can you get to my house? Because I think we could do a little something for you to facilitate you bringing this forward and healing from it. And she surprised me and went, this Saturday. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll clear my calendar. Like, cool. So we talked a little bit about how I work with infernal deities when I'm doing shadow work, specifically the goddess Hecate. And her name is pronounced in many different ways, and she has many different epithets as well. She's an ancient titaness, far more ancient than the Greek pantheon that she kind of got attached to. And she holds the keys to the seven hells. She is a goddess of the crossroads. She is goddess of witches and witchcraft. Garbage is sacred to her, as is emotional and physical pain. And she transmutes through catharsis, through, well, sometimes suffering if it has to happen. And she is a many faceted divine being. The more I learn of her, the more I love her. And she is my tough love goddess. For me, she will slap my butt right out of my chair if that's what I need. And sometimes I need that. But so this young woman is chosen family, and she calls me auntie and I call her niece, and we're not related at all, but we don't care. And I said, that's what I recommend, is that you invite the lessons of the darker deities who do that shadow work. And she said, I've always been fascinated with Hecate, but I'm afraid to approach her because she's scary. And I said, yeah, she's scary. She scares the crap out of me sometimes. But I said, so how about this? Let's have a priestess with whom I work very closely. I've mentioned her before, Lady Celeste Firebird, who works very heavily with Hecate. And when she does work with Hecate, I am her handmaid if I'm available. I said, let's have her draw down the goddess for you, and she can speak with you, and you can ask her questions, and you can begin a walk with her, basically, if that interests both of you. And she said that would be great. And of course, as with any healing ritual, it gained momentum as we talked about it. So I got Lady Celeste Firebird on board, and then my husband and High Priest is off work tonight, and he is like the ultimate father figure and father age to her. So I asked her if he could partake of the ritual as well and be there to support her, and maybe even catch some of her need to express, if she feels like she needs to express in a way that she would like her father to hear her, but in a way that he can't hear her. And so my husband is going to be part of this as well. And so this young lady has 3 third-degree, pretty experienced witches who are creating a healing ceremony for her. We're going to do some energy work with her energy body first. Then we're going to cast the circle, and we will draw down Hecate, and she will be able to talk with the young woman, and we will see kind of where it goes. I was told by Aphrodite, who this young woman does work with, she's really fallen in love with Aphrodite, just like I did when I was a new witchling, and Aphrodite is still a huge part of my life. So Aphrodite was like, okay, well, this is my daughter, so I'm going to be there too. And Hecate doesn't mind that. I mean, they don't mind sharing stages, a lot of them, especially from the Greek pantheon. But so we were told, get her, you see that cute little plushie back there? That's a little pink and silver and purple unicorn. I did some poking around in the young lady's energy, and I hooked into the idea that the first time the father's behavior really crushed her was when she was 7 years old. And I have a 7-year-old granddaughter, and I was like, okay, well, my granddaughter would love that thing. And so I had my husband buy it, and that's going to be going with her as a comfort item as she processes her emotions. She can allow that 7-year-old self to come out, and she will have something to give her comfort. And so she's going to get that. We're also giving her a strand of citrine, which is very good for healing work, very good for releasing and bringing in new energy and cleansing energy. It's also good for prosperity. It's good for so many things. So she's getting a little strand of citrine to wear around her neck, and a rose quartz that has been charging on my ancestor altar in front of Aphrodite for, oh gosh, a year. I asked Aphrodite if I could give it to her, and she said for her, yes, absolutely. And so she's going to get this beautiful little rose quartz to take with her as well. And we're going to do what witches do. As I was out running errands, I was talked to, as often will happen when I'm about to do a ritual. The deities with whom I'm going to be working, they'll talk. So I was in the dollar store, and if y'all don't know, okay, so you need to check if your dollar store locally carries 7-day candles, because these suckers are sold for like $7 a piece, $1. Check out your Dollar General or your Dollar Tree or whatever. So, but we are doing this. Whoops, that was a loud noise. This is going to be charged with her pain. As this burns, her pain will burn away. Replacing that pain will be a red candle, her passion. As this candle burns, her passion is going to be released into her life, because some of the things that are coming up actually are having to do with her love life, not surprisingly. We have some beautiful rue water here that we can anoint with. I use rue all the time in healings. I tend to be a little bit lazy. I don't usually make my own rue water. This is just Anariva rue water. Yeah. And so we are going to do chakra work with her. We're going to be doing Reiki on her. We're going to have her name her pain. We're going to have her speak with the goddess Hecate. She's going to receive gifts and hopefully be able to go forward. This isn't going to completely heal her. What this does is it kickstarts a process. In doing shadow work, in doing healing work, where you are transmuting your pain and wanting to replace it with the gifts that come with healing, what you're doing is really spiritual alchemy. It's taking spiritual garbage, and which is not really garbage, it's disguised as garbage, and you're transmuting it and turning it into spiritual gold. And it really does work. I've healed many times using this method. I've had other people give me healing rituals designed for me, and I've done that for other people as well. Behind me, you over here, we've got a little altar. Now, this isn't going to be a Wiccan ritual in that there's no god being called. We aren't doing a great rite. This is specifically a healing ritual. So we have a statue of Hecate over there. We have a representation of Aphrodite that is smaller because she is the secondary goddess in this particular ritual. The rose quartz is over there. The goblet is for the goddess when she is drawn down into the priestess. We have some lovely sweet wine for Hecate. Who would think, or actually maybe it makes sense, Hecate loves sweet, sweet wine. Like the sweeter the better. And when I draw her down, which isn't very much anymore because usually it's the other priestess who does it and I'm her handmaid, but when I've drawn her down and I come back into my body, it's like, because I hate sweet wine. I like really dry wine, but no, she's not having it. It has to be sweet. So we have that, and then we also have, you can't see it, but there's a plate that has some dark chocolate on it. And so we will feed her the chocolate, and we will have her drink some sweet wine in payment. It is a token payment, of course, but you always show appreciation to any deity who is helping you or who offers to help you. And so, yes, this is the transformational healing that a lot of witches do. I specialize personally in women who have been sexually assaulted, women and girls. I do rites of passage for women and girls, which I really love. I love doing womanhood ceremonies. My own child didn't let me do a womanhood ceremony for her, and I was crushed. I had written it, and it was so good. And it's like, okay, well, maybe a granddaughter, and then my 14-year-old granddaughter doesn't want it either. It's drat. That's a good ceremony. If you want a copy of it, like let me know, because it's really beautiful. Anywho, so that, yeah, I just wanted to talk about what we're doing today. So in about an hour, we're going to get this rolling, and we are going to kickstart some healing in a beautiful young woman's life. And with her will walk Hecate and Aphrodite. They work together really well, I've found. And it's, it's not that that Aphrodite is all light either. She has a warrior aspect that you don't summon her warrior aspect unless you are in actual war, because she will kill. So she's not all like bright and light and shiny. She is that too. She's love, she's sex, she's maternal love, she's community love. She's with me right now because I'm getting goosebumps. Hi, lady. But she and Hecate understand each other, because the way Aphrodite heals you is very different than the way Hecate heals you. And they can work in tandem. And many times, my matron Aphrodite has helped me heal using appropriate sexual experiences with my husband and using sex magic to transmute pain and trauma. So they are a great team to work together. And in this particular case, I mean, we could have worked with a father god, definitely, had my husband, draw down a father deity to help heal this young lady's father-related pain. We could have done that. No gods stepped forward for that, and I was basically told by the two goddesses, she needs a human father figure. And because I'm her auntie, she's about to get an uncle. So uncles can be like fathers. And so she may not have an available father, but she's going to have an available uncle now. And when we adopt people, we mean it. Like, you need a bus ticket? Okay. Chosen family is chosen family. And so, thanks for watching and listening. And if you found this valuable, I'm glad. I can let you know how it went, because what we do is the three of us, the three clergy in this case, have been working together for 20 years. And so we don't have to specifically write out each aspect of the ritual, because once we get into ritual, it's like, and it just goes. I mean, it's like flowing water. And that's what you get when you have working partners who have been working together for so very long. So if you have a chance to cultivate those relationships where you work together for decades, do that, because this is invaluable, and it makes your ritual malleable enough that the gods themselves can direct it. And that's always the very best. So anyway, getting long, sorry, over 15 minutes. I try not to do that. I know you have busy lives. All right, thanks, and be blessed, my witches.